guys, what is going on? Blazers back. Welcome back to another episode of Top Drives and another episode of Garage Review. Today's garage in question is owned by the legendary PVT Manchild. You may have heard of his name a couple times in my streams because he is part of my Discord community. Let me give you a brief little rundown of what you can expect from his garage today. 52,000 trophies and he's 500 RQ, as we can see on the on-paper stats on screen, right? Now, let me show you the more niche stuff. In terms of favorite brand and country, we're looking at a garage that specifies on the UK and Pagani. He loves Pagani. His favorite car in his garage, in which he owns, is the Draco GTE, because he mentioned to me that he actually gets a lot more use out of the Draco GTE than he would have expected, and I kind of agree with him. It's the same thing here. I didn't expect to use the Draco GTE as much as I'm using it. I remember I pulled it from an American Premium and I was like, wow, really? I wasn't happy to get it when I got it because I was like, damn, I could have gotten one of the Chevys, you know, but the Draco GTE, like I thought it would never get any use, but yeah, it gets a lot of use. Great car. His favorite niche is German Renaissance. He's played clubs like 20-30 times, I guess, in total. And if you want to know how old his garage is, it is 1,971 days old as of November 2nd, 2024. That's when he sent in the video. Obviously, I'm posting this November 20th, so yeah, it took a little over 2 weeks to get this out. I do apologize. That was a pretty long wait. Obviously, he knows about his, Blossom Choice cars. And last but not least, his dream prize car in this garage, because obviously his favorite brand and country, well, his favorite country is the UK. His dream prize car is the Bentley Continental GT3. And his goals for today is to prepare his garage for a rerun in the future. Now, nice little reality check to give to you, PVT Manchild, and also to, a lot of players watching right now. Reruns, I'm gonna be honest, man, they don't happen. They don't happen often, okay? We can hope, we can pray, we can dream, and hopefully you get your day one day, but they do not happen often. But it's always good to be prepared and be ready. Now, I'm gonna go through, the lower end of his garage really quickly. What I'm gonna do is that, he scrolls through this pretty quickly, which I love, because obviously we don't need to spend like 7 minutes just looking at comments and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to name any names and I don't want to call anybody out, but I've received some garage reviews where the uncommons and the commons takes up like 8 minutes of the video already, and this video in total is 7 minutes, the one that he sent in, and that's because they're scrolling a lot slower. So he's scrolling really quickly over here, and guys, honestly, you are going to be shocked. If we're going through all the comments right now, we're going through this super quickly. You can see that there's a lot here, and they're all fully upgraded, every single one. We're talking unique commons, every single one fully upgraded. Guys, I have never reviewed a garage like this before, okay? I've reviewed many pay-to-win garages. I've reviewed many, I've reviewed garages from all walks of life, right? Pay-to-win, free-to-play, rare collectors, uncommon collectors, I've, prize card chasers, all that kind of stuff. But I'm telling you right now, this garage right here, he's got every single common and every single uncommon in the game. Look, it's already quote-unquote easy as long as you have enough slots. If you've been playing the game long enough, it's relatively easy, or maybe intermediate, to get every single common and uncommon. Like, you can do this on a free-to-play level even. I mean, the slot thing might be an issue, but, these are collectible cars, easily collectible cars. But he's gonna one-up you here, because not only does he have every single common and uncommon in the game, you can see this. Every single one is fully upgraded, which is, it's something I've never seen before. I've just never witnessed a player so bothered to upgrade and collect every single one of these. But I tell you what, man, this guy is the quintessential player that Top Drives wants us to be, right? A collector at heart. Now, he doesn't have every single common and uncommon. One thing I should say is that he is missing 8 cars in total. In terms of the 2 rarities, I think he's missing like 3 commons and 5 uncommons. If you want to know what they are, I'll put a photo right here. Those are the cars that he's missing. So I think it's either, I think it's 3 and 5. I think it's like 5 uncommons, 3 commons. It might be the other way around. I can't remember what they are, but I'll put a photo right there, as you would have already seen at this point. But Yeah, it's really quite an insane garage. Everything is just fully upgraded, and it's got some duplicates. I mean, this is a little bit quirky. That's a 233 Suzuki Kara. We all know that because 323 gets 87 handling, 233 gets 88 handling, so that's pretty cool. There's also going to be a very interesting tuned AutoZam as well. I've never seen an AutoZam quite like this one, and we'll get to it to the RQ29s. But for the most part, all of these cars are unique. He doesn't have a lot of duplicates, but that Kara definitely was a duplicate, and I can see why, because that's a better car. We've got the asphalt as well. That's brand new. That's the other thing which I think is really impressive, right? Like, he's already gotten most of the new cars fully upgraded and collected, which is, you know, really insane. I mean, the man works fast. 2 of those Ford Thunderbirds, I believe that was for a recent challenge tag. I think it was. I can't remember which one it was, but that was for a recent challenge tag. I remember that because I have 2 of them in my garage as well. Moving on to the garage, I mean, as you can see, uncommons and commons and commons. We'll go through this super quickly, and then we'll get to the rares and the super rares, and we'll slow down when we get there. 2 Eldorados, obviously, you know, one is great for fast circuit, one is good for front wheel drive drag. We got a drag spec version below and a fast circuit version on the top. 5,981 compared to 5,779. And then obviously we have the 5 Suzuki Mighty Boys. Now, he wanted me to point out that, you know, this was like a nice little quirky feature of his garage. It is. But also, you know, in my garage notes, because I always make garage notes and I send them to the owner as well, I didn't speak too much of this because, yes, it's quirky, but I think a lot of us might have 5 Suzuki Mighty Boys because we needed to do that for the April Fool's challenge this year, which I thought was pretty funny. But honestly, what I think is even more peculiar over that Suzuki Mighty Boy, I think we will see it soon enough. And by the way, we need more of those RQ29 Mustang bosses. Those things, that's so good. AutoZam, look at that. That is a drag spec AutoZam 8285 compared to the regular 323 spec at 8587. At this point, if you go 233 on the AutoZam, I think it might be like maybe 8788, 8688, maybe even 8588. It'll definitely be 88 handling though. So yeah, I mean, a drag spec AutoZam AZ1 is something that you do not see every day. Now, moving on to the rares. Again, it's a very clean garage, right? He's missing more rares here. I think he told me that he's missing about 150 rares, but obviously those are his next goals. Once he completes common and uncommon, then obviously he can move on to rares and maybe super rares as well. But my advice to you is that if you're chasing, or not chasing, but if you're waiting for the next prize car rerun, hopefully that day happens, I wouldn't bring that collection aspect to ultra rares just yet. I think it's always good to keep, you know, some Fuse insurance lying around. You never know when a Bentley Continental is going to come back as a prize car, and you want to be ready for that. You want 45 Fuse ultra rares, and an easier way to get 45 Fuse ultra rares is not to collect every single Fuse ultra rare, not to collect every single ultra in the game. Realize that, you know, even though this might be a unique ultra to you, that this Bentley is going to be useless. You know what I mean? When you get into the end game stuff, you know, when you got all the prize cars you wanted, then and only then, I think you should focus on the collection aspect on the higher end cars. But for now, you can apply that, you know, principle to super rare and below, and I think you'll do just fine. You've got your work cut out for you already to collect every single rare and every single super rare. I mean, 150 rares, man, that's gonna take some time. The only advice that I can give, and the only advice that I have given in the notes for this garage review, is that, you know, just focus on duplicates. You know, to focus on duplicates for your rares. Although you don't play clubs, as I mentioned in the notes, and if you guys are interested to read the notes, I'll put a link in the description below to the Google Doc that I wrote for this garage. You know, it doesn't mean it's not necessary that you play clubs. It's not a necessity. There you go, that you play clubs where you need duplicates. There have been times where, you know, I've been stuck in not stuck in a challenge, but there have been times where I've used duplicates of very useful cars in special tag challenges. I think a long time ago it was for a tune-up. It was for a tune-up, a tri-series trial or a tune-up or something like that. The Lotus 340R was super useful. I think it was like was it a 2000s tune-up trial or a 2000s tune-up? And I just used 4 Lotus 340Rs because I had all of them fully upgraded, and I was like, yeah, this is easy, it'll save you a lot of time if you just have, duplicates of, what essentially is the best car within a niche, within a rarity. So, going duplicates in some cars, I already wrote it down over here. Look out for another RQ39 Alpine GTA V6. You can get one drag spec because you only have one in your garage at 323, Audi TT, a Barf 1000, this one over here, as well as the Peugeot Rifter, because he only has one right now. Would be nice to have a couple more, Plymouth Hemi Cuda, and the BMW 320 SI, just in case he's still stuck in Nicholas collection, which he isn't, but I put it there just in case. Now moving on to the Super Rare collection. Now, for the first time, 3 minutes into this recording, and maybe 7 minutes into the video, I'm not sure how long I've been recording for. It'll be interesting to see though, when I check in the edits, is it actually 7 minutes when I said 7 minutes into the video? How good is my unconscious timer when it comes to recording videos? Usually it's pretty good, because I never time myself when I record my videos, but they always end up being about 20 to 25 minutes long. We'll see. Was it 7 minutes? I don't know. But anyway, this is where we start seeing some stock cars, okay? So this is where you get your work cut out for you. I mean, dude, upgrading and collecting every single super is going to take a lot of time, because you need a lot of rares, you need a lot of cash. If I remember correctly, maxing out one super in full takes about 43,000 per super rare. In my opinion, I think maxing super rares is a bit of a waste of money. I would just spend a little more and max ultra rares because they make a bigger impact. So in my case, I'm kind of working backwards. For PBT Manchild's, for his garage, he's working, gradually from, small to big, right? He collects all the commons, then the uncommons, then the rares, then the super rares. See, my priority was a little different. I went straight for the super rares, and only when I'm done with the super rares will I start focusing on other things. So currently in my personal garage, I'm at a situation where I barely get brand new ultra rares anymore. I just always get duplicates. So I'm just like, oh, okay. Then I find myself in a situation where I'm actually not upgrading ultra rares as quickly as I used to. I have like a 940 fully upgraded ultra rares. I don't know what else to do. So now I'm slowly upgrading the super rares, right? So I'm kind of working backwards. Once the super rares are done, then maybe I'll start about the rares. When the rares are done, I'll start with the uncommons. I don't know. Why I want to fully upgrade every single ultra in my garage is so, once I have every single ultra that I in the game fully upgraded and I get duplicates of the good ones, then I can start focusing on epics without remorse. That's kind of my goal. So, ultra rares, that's the way to go for me. But yeah, as you can see, it's a very, very, very big garage, right? A lot of stock cars here, but that's fine. This game, as always, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, man. The one thing that I told him to look out for, by the way, the Chevrolet Camaro LS, until today, I've not unpacked it once. Not once have I ever unpacked that car. Is that insane or what? But yeah, one thing a niche. Ooh. Oh, there was a bit of a loading. Okay, I've never seen that before in a garage view. I was scared. I thought my computer died. But anyway, and I should bring the quality back up. It actually reset itself over there. So let's go back to that. There we go. It's a little bit clearer. One niche that I said you could focus on, obviously for a garage this big, we got to look into the nitty gritty, is to focus on Japanese drag cars for the super rare category. So, fully upgrading an Infiniti Q37 for 1.5 mile at 332, and fully upgrading a Nissan 300ZX for the 1 mile in the test bowl. Very niche stuff, but hey, when we're looking at a garage of this size, it's the niche stuff that we're going to be focusing on nowadays, honestly. So those are one of the ones that I kind of pointed out. Moving on to the ultra rares, lots of fused material here. So earlier on in the garage, when I talked about, let's take away the collection aspect for the higher RQ stuff that we have in our garage. For this one, I'm thinking, look, we got a lot of stock ultra rares here, and I know that if you're a collector, you're gonna want to keep one of everything, right? We want to keep an Audi A6, a Mulsanne Design Series, a Skoda Octavia. Look, what I'm gonna say is, don't fuse them away now. I'm saying just keep them unlocked, keep them in your fuse pile. So what I usually do for my garage is, in my notes, I talked about, basically having an insurance pile. My insurance pile, my size, is always a minimum of 100 ultra rares. Now, if you can't get 100 ultra rares, go for 50 or go for 45, right? It's half the amount, and it will help you in the long run. So what I would do, right, is really count how many stock ultra rares I have in my garage. And every single stock ultra rare just counts it as a possible fuse. One day, when a tri-series that you want come around, just, fuse them away, because obviously you need to max the correct epics, so we need the prize car, yada yada yada. But what you can do is always have a minimum of 50 cars that you want to fuse away. So let's say that you really want to upgrade the Audi A6. It's not a great ultra rare, but you kind of want to, shove yourself in that collection aspect a little bit. What I would do is that if I have 50 fuse ultra rares already, and the Audi A6 becomes 51. Let's say I have 50, then I unpack another ultra rare that maybe is a duplicate, maybe a duplicate Mito, and then that could become fuse material. Then suddenly, the Audi A6 isn't part of that 50 fuse pile anymore. That becomes 51. Then I will go and max that car. So in a way, it's a win-win. You get to work on your collector aspect of the game, but you also maintain that minimum that you set for yourself for insurance fuse pile for an upcoming Tri-Series whenever comes the day. I hope that makes sense. That's how I play the game, right? I like to collect ultra rares, but I'm also prepared to fuse away unique ultra rares that are not very useful in a general sense, that are not very capable of being repetitive in events for me. I'm prepared to fuse them away if the going gets tough for a prize card that's worth it. So, that's something that you can consider, right? So all these cars that I think that you should fuse away, like the Holdens and the GMC Yukon XLs, just because I'm telling you that you can keep them unlocked and you can fuse them away, doesn't mean that you need to fuse it immediately. Just tell yourself, just keep a mental note in your head, if the going gets tough, I'm prepared to get rid of this car for a better legendary prize card that I want. And this is not only advice that I'm giving to, PVT Manchild, the owner of this garage, but honestly, I think it's just wise advice to live by in terms of managing resources in your own personal garage if you're watching this video. Obviously, this is more intermediate to advanced, more intermediate to advanced advice. There's some players watching right now that may not even have 50 ultras in the garage, and that is okay. That is completely okay. I mean, I own a Golems account, I own a free-to-play account, and, I don't have any Fuse Ultra Rares. In fact, I actually put all my Fuse Ultra Rares into an Epic. I fully upgraded in an Epic, and that's completely fine. Especially if you're just building your garage, if you're brand new, you shouldn't be thinking about winning a Tri-Series prize car anyway. And if you're not thinking about winning a Tri-Series prize car anyway, then you don't need to have this insurance pile of Fuse, right? It's a step-by-step process. If you're watching this video, you're a brand new player, what I say is focus on expanding your garage, upgrading what you have, and really focus on buying those slots. Seriously. Anyway, moving on to the Epic collection now. Let's have a look. I want to see if there are any Epics here that I don't have that I might want, because I don't have the Buick Avenir. I never unpacked that, but I don't want that. I do want that C7 convertible. I do not own that. What else do we have over here? GTR R34. That's a classic. Always good to have that in the garage, just for the culture, Honestly, I think the R34 should have been a prize car. I'm actually surprised that not a single R34 in top drives is a prize car. To my knowledge, to my memory, I don't think a single R34 is a prize car, which is honestly crazy. It is one of the most legendary JDM cars ever made. Actually, let me know down in the comments below, what do you think is the most legendary JDM car of all time? My favorite JDM car of all time, RX-7, right? But I don't think it's the most iconic one. I think it either goes down to the R34 or the Supra. I still think 34, man. I do like this. I love the Supra, but I think it's gonna be the R34. Anyway, high-end stuff. Some pretty cool stuff here, right? Stingray C8. We got that Porsche 911 Carrera 4 Cabriolet. I would kill for that to be in my garage, man. I would love that. All right, moving on to the legendaries, just to wrap everything up here. I mean, this is a bit unlucky, isn't it? I mean, it's an entire screen of 80s and 81s. I mean, yeah, Panamera is terrible. I mean, you can use it in Nicholas collection, I guess. 911 GTS, I mean, it's a cool car in real life, but RQ80, Lamborghini Huracan, okay, one of the better ones because it's not four-wheel drive. You got both the ACs, yikes. Superleggera, that's nice. That's gonna go down to Epic one day, and maybe I'll get it when it finally drops to an Epic. This is a legendary that I actually genuinely really want. It's the GTR Nismo Z-Tune. I think it's so cool. Why is it not a prize car? Fully upgraded Dodge Viper ACR. I didn't ask you this, PVT Manchild, but when did you fully upgrade this? Because, if you played the game back in 2019, 2018, no, not 2019, American Dream came 2019, so if you played the game around 2019, this car was fantastic. It was honestly one of the best twisty bargains back then, right? It was Blossom Choice at one point. And I think a lot of OG players, actually, if you have a garage that's like 2,000 days old or around that mark, A lot of players actually have that ACR fully upgraded. Seriously. Actually, and this wraps everything up, right? So you get prize cards, you got the GTR El Nismo, you got the Ginetta, Mazda 787, and the Bugatti Divo. And one of his favorite cars that he mentioned earlier was the Pagani Imola. Where is the Imola? I think we overshot it, maybe. Oh, there you go. RQ93. Actually, looking at the things one more time, I don't remember you owning the Jailbreak, right? The Dodge Charger Jailbreak. It's 76. It should be here somewhere if you own it. You got the Challenger. Yeah, you got the Challenger, but you don't have the Charger. I am surprised you don't have the Charger Jailbreak, because if I remember correctly, the Charger Jailbreak was 2016 requirements. I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong, but I think it was 2016 requirements. You got a really good 2016 hand, right? You got a fully upgraded Viper ACR, which is 2016. You got a fully upgraded King Donk as well. Yeah, this one right here, Donk 4 DA GTO RS, that's 2016. Wow. I'm actually surprised that you didn't get the Jailbreak. Maybe the Jailbreak was in 2016. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was a different event. But anyway, that is indeed PBT Manchild's garage. Insane stuff. I've never seen a low end quite like his. 481 commons, right? 693 uncommons. We went through 1,000 cars just between those two rarities. In total, 3,336 cars. Damn, if only you sold 3 cars and you recorded this video with 3333. That would have been nice. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for today. That is PBT Manchild's garage. And as you can see, out of all the cars, only 5 of them he actually has unlocked. Usually what I do is that for my fuse pile for uncommons and not uncommons, sorry, for ultra rares and rare, I usually keep them unlocked just so I know what I want to get rid of. But that's just how I play the game. But anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for today. That is indeed PBT Manchild's garage. Thank you so much for sending in the video, man. Always appreciate, always a pleasure, a privilege, and an honor reviewing one of your garages. Right now, I am really busy. Okay, so I have 2 more garage reviews that I need to do. So the list is kind of packed right now. So if you want a garage review, y'all gotta wait a little bit. But anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for today. I hope you guys have a great day. Remember to stay safe, wash your hands, and blossom out. Peace.
Bro, this song just makes me so happy.
Me too.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Sit back, relax in my Bonneville Pontiac. Hold tight all night.